So it's like if you go through, an entrepreneurial training program, and I know you're involved with a lot of things like that, every student is taught to create a business plan, right? But is every student taught to create an executive summary as well? And should they? And would they think differently if they did? You know?
Uh, I think interestingly enough, we do start our entrepreneurship course with the executive summary, only because that's the first section in the business plan.
Mm.
But we're also taught that that's the last section you write. And I would urge any entrepreneur to start with the executive summary. As a matter of fact, I'd even back up 2 steps. And I would start with an elevator pitch, because the pitch is going to be really, really broad, that 40,000 foot elevation view of what your business is going to be, what the opportunity is, what makes you qualified to start this venture and to run it and to turn it into a successful business, what your problem is that you're solving, what your value proposition is, your competitive advantage, and how you're going to make money. 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And it's a lot easier to write a 50-page business plan than it is to create and give a 2-minute pitch.
Mm.
You've
Right.
got a lot of information to pack in a very short period of time. So it has to be well written and rehearsed.
Yeah.
To do a good elevator pitch. The second step I would do beyond the elevator pitch is to write a concept statement. Now, a concept statement, you can get a little more verbose. You could probably do 2, maybe 2 pages, I would say, would be the most. I'd like to have them in 1 page. If you were to read it to someone, that's probably 5 to 6 minutes in length. So, it's a little more information than you would necessarily have in an elevator pitch. The third step then would be to go into an executive summary. And in conjunction with the executive summary, entrepreneurs like to use pitch decks. And a pitch deck, again, is maybe a visual representation of maybe a concept statement in between that and an elevator pitch. So those kind of run hand in hand. It's nice to have the text that goes with the presentation, which would be the executive summary. But the elevator pitch, the slide deck, you can incorporate visuals with it, and that adds a lot more content and context to what it is you're trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, this is interesting because I had never really thought through the different, kind of levels of summarizing a business until talking to you about this. It reminds me of that old, there's this old chestnut, like some politician was asked, how long would it take for you to give a 60-minute speech? And he's like, well, I can give it to you right now. And then they said, well, how long would it take you to give a 30-second speech? And he's like, well, I'd need a month to prepare for that. So, the more you
spot on.
Yeah. Well, and you're a Toastmaster. So
Mm-hmm.
that hits with you like in a totally different way. Mm-hmm. But, the more you have to pack into, a smaller space, the harder a task it is.
Harder it is. Absolutely.